We're going to get into our week 4 preview while Courtney is here. I know she got some things to do. We're going to start off with the international game, which is the one of 5 international games. In fact, the NFL just re-upped on their contract with London to be doing these games in that arena. So it will be Sunday morning. It will be the Atlanta Falcons and the Jacksonville Jaguars. I have not been very impressed with the Jacksonville Jaguars so far this year. I think that Trevor Lawrence is going under the radar because of white privilege. Not to say that he's been bad, but I definitely don't think this man has been good so far into this season. I do feel like the defense has not been, as great. Everything about it has just been kind of rocky. And on the other end with Atlanta, I've actually liked how Atlanta's played. The way they played to me has been pretty impressive. I still don't believe in Desmond Ridder, and I think a lot of people don't believe in Desmond Ridder, but they have everything else you need in a team. I do think this is going to be a close game, especially on neutral territory. I'm going to go with the Jacksonville Jaguars in a very close game, maybe by a field goal.
I think we get a heavy dose of Bijan because Arthur Smith realizes, like you said, Ritter ain't it. And I think the Falcons are going to win. I won't say by 10 like last time because they definitely got smoked. But again, like I said, I think they're going to realize, all right, Ritter, we're going to still give you an opportunity to hit your spots, but that O-line is too spotty to really let him try to sit back there and throw the ball. So we get a heavy dose of Bijan, who has, in the limited time they've given him, has been really good. So I got the Falcons. Like you said, the winner of this game will win by like a field goal. It's nothing crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna ride with the Jaguars. I agree with your analysis, Scott, that they have been a little bit rocky. Doug Peterson was, kind of passed over the play caller to his boy, Fred Taylor, let him get his chops up. And it seems like, from everything I've been reading, it seems like he snatched that Denny's menu back from his hands, and he's gonna go back to calling the offense. So I think we're gonna see a good offense and a good offensive performance by them this year. And something that we haven't mentioned yet, this is the Calvin Ridley revenge game. So
Oh, yeah. Didn't think about that.
I think Calvin Ridley's gonna feast. I think we're gonna see a heavy dosage of Calvin Ridley. And with like Dante said, with that spotty offensive line, this might be a good get right spot for that. For that defensive line with Tavon Walker and all them. I think they're gonna apply some pressure on Ritter when he in obvious passing situations. So I got the Jaguars winning.
Yeah, I got the Jags as well. Last year, that loss to the Broncos in London was Jacksonville's wake-up call. Hopefully, that's not the case again this year. Like Scott said, I haven't been terribly impressed with the Jags, but I think this is going to be Calvin Ridley's revenge game, and he's going to come out and absolutely crush it. So, yeah, I got the Jags by a touchdown.
The Falcons will get at least 2 picks.
At least I like that. I really like that. If I was a gambler, I might bet on that. Let's go to the next game. We kind of just slightly talked about a little bit. This game will be in Buffalo. Buffalo Bills hosting the Miami Dolphins, man. I think this is going to be one of the best games of the weekend. I'm going to go Bills. I'm going to go Bills in this one. I think the Dolphins will put up a fight, but I think they're going to get hit with their first little bit of adversity. And I think the problem is going to be kind of what Mikey said earlier, is the defense. We all know that Josh Allen might be due for a pick or two, but against this defense, against the secondary without Jalen Ramsey, there's going to be plays to be made. And I do think that the Buffalo Bills are going to come out and they're going to get a good win. And I think the Buffalo Bills have played kind of more to the Bills we've known them to be since they took that tough loss week 1 against the Jets. And I think this will be a good one for them. And then the question for that will be, how will the Dolphins respond to this? That'll tell me a lot. But not only the Bills gonna win, I'm gonna pick the Bills by 10 in this one. I think the Bills gonna go out there and make a little statement this week.
I'm with you on the Bills winning, but I think it's going to be a close one. I think the Bills win by 3, and I think it'll bring the Dolphins a little bit back down to earth after a 70-point game that they had last week. I definitely got the Bills though this week.
I got the Dolphins. I got the Dolphins on the road. I think it's gonna be a big win. But I like everything I've seen with this team so far this season, and I think it's only up from here. So I'm gonna go with Miami.
Yeah, last team that had the ball is gonna win. Last offense. I think, the spread is pretty accurate. Kind of like how Courtney said. She said, by like around 3. I think right now it was at 3, 2.5. So they're expecting this to be a close game. I'm gonna ride with the Dolphins though. I think with Jordan Poyer being out in that secondary for the Bills, Jalen Waddle coming back now, you're not just game planning for Tyreek Hill, and all he's been doing the last 2 weeks by himself. Now you bring it back Waddle, and that's a cold motherfucker. So I agree though. Josh Allen has been playing a lot better since we put him on that Summer Jam screen. But I'm gonna ride with the Dolphins in this one.
Definitely. Let's move on to an AFC North matchup, man. In the dog pound of Cleveland, it will be the Cleveland Browns taking on the Baltimore Ravens. So pretty much with this game, you already have Odell Beckham Jr., Rashad Bateman have been ruled out. Freaky Sean is questionable. He hasn't practiced all week. He has had, I think they said, a back injury,
It's
which
like
is
yeah,
which
I
is
think it's like his
hilarious.
shoulder. They
It's
say he
his
hasn't thrown.
shoulder.
Yeah,
Yeah,
his
he hasn't
shoulder. He
thrown.
hasn't he hasn't thrown all week. Yeah.
Okay, he hasn't thrown all week, which I don't think he's going to play if that's going to be the case. So this one is not going to be as good as advertised. You have Roquan Smith, who's been talking a lot, which is funny because Roquan used to never talk. But he was like, he said, basically we going into the house and we trying to beat them up in front of their wives and kids. So this is going to be a good game. But knowing all the things that I know right now about the current injury situation, I don't think Freaky Sean is going to play. So I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens in this one to go on the road and take this. And even if Deshaun wasn't playing, he hasn't been great. Like I know he had a good game last week against the worst secondary in football, not named the Chicago Bears, but this is to me this is a good game for the Ravens to go out there and get a W.
Yeah, I agree. Ravens. It's unfortunate Odell really just can't stay healthy. I really wanted to see him, contribute to this team. Not saying he can't. The season isn't over yet, but that's unfortunate. But I agree. I got the Ravens in this one.
I got the Ravens as well, especially if Freaky Sean does not play. I got Baltimore. Also, I will never choose the Browns. So
We're gonna get into that one day. I need to know why you won't never choose the Browns.
Well, we know why you won't. Why you won't choose
as long as
love-
that team, I will never, ever, ever get behind them.
I'm saying we got 36 reasons why.
Right. Damn.
36 reasons why. That's a good one.
I'm riding with the Ravens. I was riding with the Ravens before the Deshaun injury. I just think this is a good spot for the Ravens and for Lamar. We already know like with that Browns, the Browns defensive line is going to pose issues, for majority of the league, but they don't got Joe Burrow back there. They got Lamar. Lamar can make shit happen with his legs. So I think we're going to see that, and I think we might see a couple, busted plays back in the back in the backfield, and I think Lamar's gonna get loose and catch Mark Andrews and Zay Flowers over the top. So I like the Ravens on this one.
Definitely. Let's go to Houston, Texas, the Steelers. CJ Stroud, man, having a pretty good start to the season, actually showing what Ohio State quarterback should look like. Had a really good week last week. And they got a W as well. So I'm gonna go for Texas Steelers. Kenny Pickett, I think he had a pretty solid game last week in Vegas. But the Raiders are also a mess with this one. I'm gonna take the Steelers. I think it was a good win for Houston last week. I do think that CJ Stroud has been impressive so far. But the Steelers defensive line, I feel like is going to cause some problems for them. I think TJ Watt is going to get active, and I think that they will put up enough points to win this one. I'm going to go with the Steelers over the Texans.
Yeah, I'm with you. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
No. Oh, I'm with you. That Texans offensive line right now is looking a little ragged, and now they're down. Adam Schefter reported about 45 minutes ago they're down Josh Jones and Laramie Tunsil. So that's bad news for like especially against the Steelers coming into week 3. They had the most sacks in the NFL. So yeah, I got the Steelers pretty handedly in this one, unfortunately for Houston.
Yeah, no, definitely. I got the Steelers as well. You talked about Watt, and also the 32nd pick in the draft, Joey Porter Jr. Shout out to Chase Claypool. Um, he's been playing really well, So I got the Steelers. I got the Steelers in this one.
Yeah, I'm riding with the Steelers in this one. And I'm gonna predict that CJ Stroud throws his first career interception to Minka Fitzpatrick for a pick six.
Minka. I
For
like
a pick
Minka, man. He
six.
play old school football, man. I like
Yeah.
Minka. He don't apologize. He knock niggas out. Like, yo, this
CTE
is
ball.
football. Yeah, this is football. Put the kids up. That's what I like about Minka, man. I wish we had safeties on our team. Anyway,
Right. I
uh,
mean, the motherfucker's name is Minka. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got nothing to live for. He playing crazy.
Next game is I feel like every Panthers game is important for the Bears. This game is very important for the Vikings because they don't want to be on the same tier as the Bears, which they currently are. 0-3, looking at 0-4 in the eyes. It will be the Panthers and the Vikings in Carolina. Bryce Young will be back after one week off from being hurt. He will be back in this game. I think that the Vikings get this done. I think they get it done pretty easily, honestly. The Vikings are a team where they're 0-3, but they look like a team that can dig out of an 0-3 because I feel like Kirk Cousins is good enough for their defense has been mediocre as expected with all the pieces that they lost defensively this offseason. And they had a chance to win last week too, even though that interception was not Kirk Cousins' fault. And I keep saying we need to treat tip ball interceptions like the way we treat unearned runs in baseball. Like, I don't feel like that should go against the quarterback. Now, it's funny to make fun of Kirk Cousins, even though at this particular point in my life, I would kill somebody to have a quarterback like Kirk Cousins. I feel like they'll have enough offense. Justin Jefferson will get it done, Jordan Addison. And I think they're going to win this one pretty easily, man. And I think that it'll just be another thing to help Chicago, help the Bears in some type of way with that draft pick. So I'm going to go with the Vikings.
Same, Minnesota, appreciate the dub because it's going to help us out. But, I mean, I think at this point, the Panthers, they aren't a really good football team. Like I said, good to see Bryce Young back because just for his development, you want to see him get out there, take his licks, do his thing. But they're not going to win this football game. So I got Minnesota. I got Minnesota by 14.
Yeah, I got that too. Yeah,
I got
sounds
Minnesota
about right.
easily for all the same reasons. Love Bryce, roll tide. Happy to see him back. But yeah, it's not going to be pretty.
Shout out to my man Germs. I'm about to be at the crib. Skull. Skull. You know what I'm saying? We need that Panthers 0-4. But no, I'm riding with the Vikings on this one. This is actually a perfect game. We'll get into it, but for a lot of the 0-3 teams, they got perfect matchups. For somebody got to win. You know what I'm saying? Like the same way we're looking at the Bears Broncos matchup. Broncos are looking at us like we're food. So the Vikings are looking at the Panthers like this is perfect. We just got to get that one and go from there because they have shown a lot of promise on offense.
Yeah, I mean, Jason Goff said this on his podcast, but the Bears are the new get right game. 100%. So I definitely agree with that. Next game will be Indianapolis. Anthony Richardson has been cleared. He's out of concussion protocol. He will be back starting this Sunday against the Los Angeles Rams. And even though the Rams have only won one game, I've been impressed with what I've seen with the Rams just because I feel like this is one of Sean McVay's best coaching jobs just based off the talent that he has. I'm gonna go with the Rams in this one. I'm gonna go with the Rams in this game. I think they're gonna get a win. I've been impressed with what I've seen from Anthony Richardson so far, but I think it'll be a tall task against Aaron Donald. You know what I'm saying? I'll just keep it real, and I think that they'll be able to put up enough points on this defense. I don't think it's going to be a high scoring game, but I do think that they'll win this one probably by like a touchdown. So I'm gonna go with the Rams.
Yeah, I agree, bro. I'm gonna definitely go with LA. That's not gonna be a good game. I don't think it's gonna be a good game. I know Sean McVay. He does some great things. He can make lemonade out of lemons, but this is not gonna be a pretty game. I think Anthony Richardson, his first game back. You hate to see him, be in concussion protocol this early in his career because the play style they're gonna try to play with him. So it's gonna be interesting to see. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see if they try to Cam Newton, bro. But I got LA. LA by 10. Probably, yeah.
I got LA around 10 as well. Like I'm happy to see Anthony Richardson back for both real life and fantasy reasons. But yeah, he is not starting for me this week. I got the Rams by 10.
Yeah, I'm gonna ride with the Colts. I'm gonna go against the grain on this one. I think this is a perfect game for Matthew Stafford to pitch down his leg. So I think I'm gonna ride with the Colts with the upset.
Definitely. This next game, I love NFC South matchup. This doesn't like NFC South rivalries. Like their fans take it to another level on Twitter. This is Courtney's team. We're gonna give her the floor first with the Saints Bucks. Buccaneers. Even though they lost last week to the Eagles, I was actually impressed with how they played. Like I feel like there's a blueprint for them to be competitive, especially in that god awful division. The Saints will be playing without Derek Carr, who is still out with that AC injury. So we'll be famous Jameis this week. Courtney, what do you feel about your team right now coming into this game and who you got?
You know, I would love to say that I'm feeling better. It's not that Jameis Winston did bad last week. What was it? He was 10 for 16, 103 yards, just about the same stat line from Derek Carr, except Derek Carr had a touchdown pass. Listen, you can't go up 17-0 against the Packers in the fourth quarter and then give up 18 unanswered points. Like, it doesn't matter who your quarterback is if your secondary can't get right. Jordan Love is not good. Okay. I'm tired that I'm so mad that we and y'all can relate.
Yeah,
that
all
we,
of us as a
man,
conglomerate.
like you said, like prime Dan Marino. I'm mad about it, and I'm mad about the discourse that followed because now, listen, Matt LaFleur, fantastic play caller, but the Saints really shit the bed in that game, and so now I'm currently in the market for a new football team. I do got the Randall Cunningham Eagles jersey in the closet, so I do look great in Kelly Green. We might have to convert fully because I can't do this. That being said, the Bucks got hurt. They got hurt.
They got heart. You got heart, cuz.
You got Hort.
You got heart.
I don't believe in him, but he's got heart, and I want to say the Saints will redeem themselves, but I don't know. I'm gonna go with the Bucks and hope that I'm wrong.
I'm going with Baker Mayfield. I never thought I would say that. I've said that a couple times this year. But yeah, I'm going with good old country Baker, man. He out there, like again, he's healthy. One thing we know, even as bad as he played in Cleveland, you do have to acknowledge his shoulder was messed up. So he's healthy. I think they'll have a good game. Him and Mike Evans. Mike Evans on the road to 1,000 yards again. I got the Bucks.
Yeah, I'm gonna ride with the Saints at home. It's never easy playing in the Superdome, and I think there's some good film, for the Saints defense to prepare for Dennis Allen to use last week from what the Eagles did to Baker Mayfield. So I like the Saints, and I like Chris Olave. They have a big game with Jameis revenge game. I'm all about the revenge game narrative. So Jameis is gonna cook this week.
He's gonna throw 4 picks. I'm
Well, see, that's the thing about Jameis. He might throw 4 picks, but he might throw 4 touchdowns with them 4 picks.
Right.
That's how Jameis
very true.
is.
Very true.
All things
it's a balance. Yeah, in the words of Thanos, like all things should be. I'm gonna go with the Bucks. I mean, with the Saints too. For all the reasons that Mikey just named, I think that defensively the Saints are always gonna be in the game just because how the defense is, and this is it's a revenge game, which you can never underestimate those. I feel that crowd is going to be ready. It's a division game, and Jameis, I like Jameis, man. I like Jameis. Is not just a player, but as a person. Like he's a leader. I think those guys are going to rally behind him. I really like what the Buccaneers have been doing. They've been playing well for Bunny Colvin out there in Tampa, but I just feel like Jameis is going to make more plays. Now, he might make more mistakes than Baker, but I feel like he's going to make more mistakes, and that defense is going to get one more play than Tampa Bay will. So I'm going to go with the Saints there.
And I got one more thing to add to that. Yeah, Baker looked great, but hindsight's 2020. But as we take a step back and we look at it, he beat 2 0-3 teams. A very bad Minnesota secondary, and then the
Chicago Bears
out. Chicago Bears.
Yeah, the Arena League team that was
looking like a JUCO squad out there, Indian Hills Community College.
I'm saying touche, my nigga, touche.
My brother said when it was like 31 something, he said this looks like Bishop Sycamore versus IMG. This is what he said. It got a nice hearty laugh in the press box. We're gonna go up to the defending NFC champion, Philadelphia Eagles, another division matchup. They'll be going up against the Commanders. Sam Howell did not have a great week last week to be nice through 4 picks. in that straight up massacre against the what's the motherfucker's name? The Buffalo Bills. There we go. Against that game. So I think that this one is the Eagles. They haven't really had their offensive explosion yet. Pause. But I think that's gonna happen in this game. I do think that the Commanders, while they started off real competitive, they're gonna lose 2 in a row. Now they're probably gonna win on Thursday when they play the Bears, but I think this week, tomorrow they're gonna lose. I mean Sunday they're gonna lose this game, and I think what you're gonna see a little bit more of the Jalen Hurts that we're used to seeing in this one, man. So I'm gonna go with the Eagles.
Yeah, bro, Eagles.
Yeah.
Oh no, my bad. I'm going with the Eagles. Like Commanders, they've come back down to reality. You know, Sam Howell is Sam Howell. You know, he is who he is. You know, it's not you can only scheme so much for somebody until they,
Right.
the talent has to take over. So they've come back to reality. So I got the Eagles.
Yeah, I'm riding with the Eagles too.
Yeah,
My bad.
no, you're good. I mean, Commanders got waxed by the Bills defense, and respectfully, I don't think the Bills defense is as good as the Eagles. So I think
it's not.
It could get real ugly real quick.
Yeah, I agree. It's gonna be the Eagles and what Scott said, a get right game for that offense.
Yep. Next game is in Tennessee. I feel like we're seeing the end of the fake Ryan Tannehill circle, I guess you want to call it, where it's he had his high a couple years ago, and like we're getting back to realize, oh, this nigga is Ryan Tannehill. The Bengals have not been impressive. I think that a lot of it has to do with Joe Burrow's calf is cooked, and I think that's going to be an issue for a very long time. I respect him playing last week. I get it, but I said it last week. I'm going to say it again. Y'all need to sit this nigga. You do not want to play with calf injuries. Ask Kevin Durant. You ain't even got to go all the way that far back. Ask Aaron Rodgers. Do not play with calf injuries. This is a man who's already tore his ACL. This is a man who you made the highest paid player in sports. You need to be able to protect him. If you got to give up a season to keep your franchise quarterback healthy, it is what it is. I think they need to sit him. Now, do I think they're going to sit him? No. I think this is going to be a very ugly football game. Something that will play right into the Tennessee Titans' favor. Having said all of that, I still think the Bengals, even with Joe Burrow on one leg, can make 1 or 2 more plays than the Titans will. And I think the Bengals are going to win, and they're going to be up at 2-2 and going in the right direction.
Oh no, why don't y'all go ahead?
Yeah, I'm gonna ride with the Bengals. I think it is gonna be an ugly game. This smells like a game-winning field goal type of game. But I was really impressed with Trey Hendrickson and their defensive line and how they were getting after the Rams last week. So defense travels. If their defensive line is gonna be like that on passing downs, then yeah, Tannehill's gonna be in for it. That's why I think we see a heavy dosage of Derrick Henry in that run game. But if they're going to run the ball, if the Titans on one end are going to run the ball, and the Bengals are going to try to throw it, so it's going to be that a movable object, saying type thing. But I think at the end of the day, we're looking at a Evan McPherson game-winning field goal type of situation for the Bengals.
Yep, I can definitely see that, and I'm definitely riding with Mikey's prop over 66.5 rushing yards for Derrick Henry, because I think he's going to get a heavy dosage of action this weekend. I'm riding with the Bengals though. Ryan Tannehill, I was never really on the Ryan Tannehill train, and I'm definitely not now, especially not this weekend.
Yeah, I think how about Joe Burrow or not? I think Cincinnati gets the victory here.
We're gonna go to SoFi Stadium, man. This is gonna be a Raiders home game, and I also say if you go to any game at SoFi Stadium that the Raiders at, prepare to fight niggas, because Raider Nation always comes deep. These are the old niggas who be outside the Roscoe's on Pico, and they still think Magic Johnson is the greatest player to ever play basketball. These are the type of niggas that you're gonna see at SoFi Stadium on Sunday. The Raiders are a mess. Devontae Adams is pissed. I truly feel if Aaron Rodgers had a leg right now that he would be getting traded to the Jets at the trade deadline. But since that's dead, he's gonna have to just deal with this. Jimmy G is bad. Minnie Hoodie is one of the worst coaches in football right now. I think the Chargers will go out there and do what they got to do. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm gonna go with this one.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely gonna be a Raiders home game. If anybody need tickets, reach out to me. You see the name right there. I got you. But I got the Chargers at home. I think Herbert lights them up. It's gonna be a rough one for Jimmy G.
Yeah, I'm riding with the Chargers. I don't know if right now it still says that he's questionable with the concussion and he's limited. We'll see how they play those games. But yeah, whether Jimmy G is starting or it's Brian Hoyer or Aiden O'Connell, I got the Chargers in this one.
Yeah, I got the Chargers as well. If the Chargers don't win, Brandon Staley, you got to go, bud. It's over. Jimmy G, call me if you're ready to come be a family man. But I got the Chargers.
Shout out Jimmy G, Eastern Illinois legend. I saw Jimmy G at barn party at Eastern one year. Anybody who went to any of them barn parties back in the day, you remember exactly how them things went down. So shout out to Jimmy G.
That's
What you
quarterback
got
you
there?
right there. That's quarterback you right there. Eastern Illinois. That's the real quarterback you.
The real quarterback you. We're gonna go to the next game. Dante, you gave your pick already, right?
Yeah, I kicked it off.
Okay. Okay, yeah, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, he was over there.
Uh
He was over there selling tickets, loitering and shit,
selling tickets
soliciting tickets.
on
Yeah.
air.
Don't kick us off YouTube, man.
Next game, Cowboys Patriots, man. I think the Cowboys gonna win this one easily. The Patriots, like I've been saying for weeks, it's time for Bill Belichick to go home and be a family man. Like there's only so much that he can do at this particular point. Mac Jones stinks. I'm going to go with the Cowboys on this one. I think they're gonna win pretty easily.
Where's the game at?
It's in Dallas.
Dallas.
Okay, it's in Dallas. I go Cowboys. Otherwise, I was gonna go Patriots. But I still don't trust Officer Prescott. I just don't. No matter what happens here. So I think it's gonna be a decent game, but I think the Cowboys will pull it out at home.
Yeah, I'm riding with the Cowboys. When in doubt, at least you could lean on their defense to rattle Mac Jones, and it's not like the Patriots got any type of fucking offensive firepower over there to catch them off guard. So this might be another little ugly game, running game, grind it out, but I'm riding with the Cowboys on this one.
Next game, Niners Cardinals. Cardinals had a real good win last week that might come back and help the Bears if need be. They had a nice win. Joshua Dobbs, nice win against the Cowboys last week, but they're gonna be going to Candlestick 2.0 or Gene Stadium, as I like to call it, Levi Stadium. I think they're gonna get bum rushed. I think this one's gonna be over in the first quarter. There's gonna be a lot of Christian McCaffrey, a lot of Debo Samuel. Brock Purdy's gonna make some plays. I think that the Niners are going to easily win this football game. That's what I'm going with.
I agree. Shout out to the Niners. I think it's still pretty bad that they play in Santa Clara, which is damn near. No, ain't no damn near. It's far as hell from San Francisco.
It's 2 hours away.
45 minutes, not including traffic.
It's a damn joke. But I got the Niners in this one. Like you said, it's going to be a heavy dose of Debo and Christian McCaffrey early on. Brock Purdy won't have to do much, but he's going to just be his accurate self. Everything we've seen with Brock. So I got them in a blowout.
Yeah, I'm gonna ride with the Niners too. The Cardinals, we thought they were going to be the worst team in the league, but to be honest, they should be 3-0. They lost two very close. They were up 28 to what 28-7 on the Giants, and then they lost a very tough one against the Commanders in Week 1. So I think they're going to show up and put up a fight. I honestly don't think they're going to be as bad as we think, just because you could tell like they're playing for their new coach and they're believing in the system and everything. But yeah, the Niners at the end of the day, they're going to impose their will towards the end. You're going to see a heavy doses of CMC. This has the opportunity to be a big George Kittle game. And yeah, the Niners are the class of the NFC, and they're going to show it again on Sunday.
Yeah, I got the Niners as well. That defense is elite, and they have just a breadth of options offensively in San Francisco. So they got to be the most well-rounded team, honestly, in the league. I'm going with the Niners easily against the Cardinals.
That's probably gonna be the frustrating part as a Niner fan. And of course, have everything. You just hope that the quarterback holds up. So that's definitely something that they're gonna hope that happens. But it's definitely gonna happen this week. Last game we're gonna preview because we're gonna preview Monday Night Football on Monday. Sunday Night Football: Jets, Chiefs. at MetLife Stadium, if you hate Taylor Swift, if you hate this coverage that's been going on, you probably should not watch this football game because this one's going to be a blowout. I believe the Chiefs are going to win. I don't know about blowout. I think the Chiefs will win by. I think the final score will be bigger than the actual game is. I do feel like that the Jets defense is good enough to make it competitive, and also Matt Nagy hasn't been having that offense running the way it should be, which should not be a shock to anybody. So I think it'll be. I think it's a game that they'll win by like 10 or 13, but the game will be a lot closer than the score shows. But it's going to be a lot of Penn and Taylor Swift in the skybox that we saw on Sunday, and it's going to be very annoying. But I'm going with the Chiefs.
Yeah, I got the Kansas City Swifties by 10.
Yeah, I'm a ride with the Chiefs. Mahomes is going for the last Infinity Stone of the 2021 quarterback draft class. He took care of Trevor Lawrence, he took care of Justin Fields, and now he'll complete it with Zach Wilson. So I got the Chiefs. I got the Chiefs big.
I got the Chiefs. I got to plead the fifth though on the analysis.
And we know that we gonna put something on a ticker every week.
Right.
Courtney cannot comment on Jets games across the screen.
She's gonna flash NDA.
NDA. Exactly. I want to give a shout out to everybody who actually gave me credit for my Patrick Mahomes quote last week. By the way, shout out to y'all who actually gave me credit. Shout out to my man John the Hood, the shout out on ESPN radio. I heard 670 score gave me a shout out to. Shout out to everybody who did that, man. So one of the few good things that came from last week's game.